The league and the Players Association are having ongoing discussions about resuming play. Right now, the proposals being considered involve playing at Disney World with either an expanded playoff or play-in games. One of the main topics of discussion is how families fit in. Family members who would join players in Orlando would be subjected to the same coronavirus testing protocols as the players, sources say. Adam Silver has a call set with the league's GMs today and the Board of Governors tomorrow to further discuss the plans. Blazers guard Damian Lillard had this to say on Jalen and Jacoby.
So I feel like a play-in tournament would be perfect, just because we actually were in striking distance and also had enough games to get in the playoffs. But to that point, if they did decide that, we just gonna go straight to the playoffs, obviously we would all be disappointed. But to this point, we haven't performed to be in that top 8. So if that's the case, then fine. But if we're gonna just come back to play games, I feel like that would make it, that'd be harder on everybody else.
It's a brave new world. It requires a level of creativity and even some spitballing. Our senior NBA writer Brian Windhorst joins us now. So Brian, there are proposals out there. What are teams looking to get out of today's phone call with Adam Silver?
Some level of clarity, David. Last week, when the league sent its survey to the general managers that presented these opportunities for a play-in or a World Cup-style pool play, it really put everybody on their side. There was a whole lot of lobbying, a whole lot of complaining. What about this? What about that? Mark Cuban didn't like the look of what it would do for his Mavericks in the 7th seed, so he reproposed an entirely different plan that wouldn't hurt his team potentially as much. And so what they really want today is, what are the real options? What are you honing in on? Is it 20 teams? Is it 24? Is 30 out? What about 16? They're hoping, after listening to the GMs and the rest of the league defend their position for the last 6 days, that we have some focus. And I hope that for all of us, for me, I'm tired of hearing it myself.
Is this the commissioner just saying this is how it's going to be, or is there a vote? How does this work?
Ultimately, I think when we get to the bedrock of this, it's going to be Adam Silver who's going to have to say, this is how I want it. In the meantime, he's trying to listen to consensus. And it's just, David, it's so interesting when you talk to teams about this. Some teams have really good reasons to defend their position. There are teams who are in the 7th and 8th seed who are like, look, we'll do a play-in tournament, but don't penalize us for having gotten position over 65 games. There are other teams that are like, no, this is too complicated. You can't make this up on the fly. We're going 1 to 16. Forget about this. And you've got other teams who have no chance of making the playoffs who are saying, hey, we just want to play, man. And it's really going to come down to probably Adam Silver just having to disappoint some people and make some people angry for really the first time since he's been a commissioner.
Yeah, not everyone's going to be happy with it. It's just how it works. Okay, this is the anniversary of sorts of an incident on a basketball court. Brian, 6 years ago, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference. There he is, Lance Stephenson blowing in the ear of LeBron, who got a little shot. I mean, I'm sure no one on any basketball court ever had done that to him. And the Pacers actually won that game. What do you remember from that whole deal?
The thing about this, that was an incredible moment that defined their rivalry, but it was only one of dozens of things that happened between these two guys. Lance getting under LeBron's skin was the central focus of his job. Getting up underneath him on shots, pushing him, elbowing him, baiting him, flopping on him. And you know what? No player in history has gotten under LeBron's skin more than Lance Stephenson. I guess he did his job. The problem was that's not good enough to beat him. LeBron went 4-0 against him in playoff series, including when he went back to Cleveland and Lance came back to Indiana. It was really fun to watch, and it will define Lance Stephenson for the rest of his life. But LeBron has the rings and the victories ultimately, and that's scoreboard.
Yeah, he was the designated irritant, I guess. And by the way, if you're wondering whatever happened to Lance Stephenson, he spent last year playing in China. Guy's only 29. Interesting career.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.